What is memory? Presented by Psychology of Life. Memory is an active system that receives information from the senses, organizes and alters it as it stores it away and then retrieves the information from storages. Memory is essential to all of our lives. Without memory of the past, we cannot operate in the present or think about the future. The three basic processes of memory are encoding, storage, and retrieval. Memory encoding. In order to form new memories, information must be changed into a usable form, which occurs through the process known as encoding. Once the information has been successfully encoded, it must be stored in memory for later use. Three main ways in which information can be encoded. 1. Visual, picture. 2. Acoustic, sound. 3. Semantic, meaning. Memory storage. Storage is the creation of a permanent record of the encoded information. Storage is the second memory stage or process in which we maintain information over periods of time. Memory retrieval. Retrieval is the calling back of stored information in response to some cue for use in a process or activity. The third process is the retrieval of information that we have stored. We must locate it and return it to our consciousness. The multi-store model of memory, also known as the modal model, was proposed by Atkinson and Shiffrin. Atkinson and Shiffrin proposed that memory consisted of three stores: a sensory register, short-term memory (STM), and long-term memory (LTM). Information passes from store to store in a linear way, and has been described as an information processing model, like a computer, with an input, process and output. During every moment of your existence, your senses are constantly taking in an enormous amount of information about what you see, feel, smell, hear, and taste. Sensory information is stored in sensory memory just long enough to be transferred to short-term memory. Sensory memory allows an individual to remember an input in great detail but for only a few milliseconds. In sensory memory, no manipulation of the incoming information occurs. Iconic memory. Sensory input to the visual system goes into iconic memory. Iconic memory has a duration of about 100 milliseconds. Echoic memory. Echoic memory is the branch of sensory memory used by the auditory system. Haptic memory. Haptic memory is the branch of sensory memory used by the sense of touch. Information from the sensory memory is transferred to the short-term memory through selective attention. Information in the short-term memory can last only 20 to 30 seconds. The capacity of STM is very limited to. Normally, 7 plus or minus 2 seems to be the maximum number of units that can be held in STM. Information from short-term memory is transferred to long-term memory through maintenance rehearsal. Long-term memory is a place for storing great amounts of information for indefinite periods of time. According to Landau, LTM can store up to 1 billion bit of information. Coding in LTM involves semantic processing.